Welcome back to Callahan's Corner, where you ask the questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook. So today or tonight's edition of Callahan's Corner is talking about your New Year's achievement or goals. We are going to be diving into the BHAG planner. And you may be asking, Mike, what is a BHAG and what does that have to do with the lawn care or home cleaning business? Well, a BHAG is something we've been using in my business for probably the last 8 to probably 9 years. And a BHAG is basically a big, hairy, audacious goal. And when you set up your big, hairy, audacious goal, that traditionally is a 10 to 15 year mark. And some people may call it an Everest mission. So you've got base camps of year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and you've got your big 3. And those big 3 may be number of customers, annual revenue, number of crews, whatever that looks like in your business. But what we're going to look at is developing that BHAG of 10 to 15 years out, but then we're going to dial it down into yearly goals. And being the start of 2021, I think this is an ideal time to look at your things that you should be doing in your business and your BHAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal. And how do you do that? How do you track it? So I'm going to open up the screen here in a minute and talk about how you do it on basically a per service level. And we're going to set some revenue goals and then revenue achievement. We're going to talk about your daily sales tracking and then maybe a marketing plan and tracking, and then a content inventory for your organic and paid posts and an editorial calendar. So kind of interesting what we're diving into here tonight, but we're talking about laying some foundational things here. And I'm going to make a commitment, and I'm hopefully you're going to make a commitment here in the next 5 days this week. We're starting a challenge in our SimpleGrowth bot masterminds group of a 30-day challenge for Facebook organic traffic, and then doubling down and boosting or creating some paid ads behind that. And then I'm going to create a public challenge as well if you're not part of the SimpleGrowth bot masterminds group. And we're going to go in and create some accountability here this week where you can jump into this group and make a commitment to yourself and publicly that you're going to create some organic content. But before we get into the organic content, we need to set some goals of where you're at now and where you want to be by the end of 2021. Because if we don't know where we're going, we'll never get there. And if we don't create daily, weekly, and monthly accountability, well, folks, it's not going to happen. So this is what's allowed me to scale 2 7-figure businesses. And this is what we've helped several hundred other businesses do in the lawn care, home cleaning, pest control businesses, and other industries to scale their businesses. And many of them have broke that 7-figure mark as well, following some of the things we're going to be talking about. So if you have any comments or questions, drop them below in the live stream or the recorded version. I'm back in the home office. New York is crazy with COVID times again here, just starting out 2021. But we're gonna break out the old BHAG planner here. And if you send me a message, I might even be inclined to send you a copy of the BHAG planner for 2021. So what we're going to do here is open up the screen and we're going to take a look at it and see how you break out a big, hairy, audacious goal for 2021 and basically set some goals and hold yourself and your team accountable. So what we're doing here is we're looking at it. So this is what we've just finished in the SimpleGrowth team, one of my businesses here. And if you're in the lawn care, this is a great example, and this can be done in home cleaning as well, or pest control or pool cleaning. But we've got the 2021 achievement for gateway services and upsell work for our BHAG earnings. Now we need to update this here. I pulled an older version here, but this is going to be for 2021, not 2018. So obviously we're not making the stuff up. We've been doing this for a while, and this is what drives success. So if you haven't done it, this is what we're looking at. So we're going in, and if you're not familiar with a gateway service is a service that we are going to sell over the phone, hopefully. We're going to measure it online. So if you're lawn care, it's going to be measuring either the turf square footage or gross square footage. If you're using one of our estimator bots, it's going to be going into Zillow and pulling the square footage and calculating an automated price. So lawn care, it's something to measure on a satellite image. We have a pricing matrix behind the scenes. We plug the square footage in. Hopefully it's a custom field, and it calculates a price, a budget, time, and a cost before profit. If you're in the home cleaning industry, same exact idea. Home square footage, we have some variables as far as number of bedrooms, bathrooms, number of pets, people, for that, basically that variable for how much people and how much pets and extra dirt or filth index is going to be in there. If you're in Debbie Sardone's CBF, Cleaning Business Fundamentals, she's talking about a dirt code. So that's what we're talking about here. Or if you're using our automated estimate bot for home cleaning, we're going out to Zillow's livable home square footage or cleaning square footage, and it's going to calculate a price based on your deep clean, weekly, biweekly, or 3-week or 4-week clean. So no matter the industry, this is all going to work. So no matter your industry, check this out. This is a lawn care example, but your year commitment for lawn mowing or fertilization here would be your weekly cleaning and maybe one-time cleaning. So as we're diving this in here, average mow price. So let's say our average mow price in our area is $45. Now, obviously, this is all fictitious, so don't take a look at this and say, oh my gosh, mine's 35 or 55. Now, average visits per year, I'm going to say this is 32 mowings. All right, so we've created some variables in here. So average mow price, average number of visits, fertilization price, let's say that's $65, and we're doing a 6-step program. So you have that in here. So what we're doing now is we've got the average price. So I'm going to go in, and then I've got each month here for Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. I'm going to go back and look at my 2020 numbers and say, okay, based on this, what is my year commitment for new customer acquisition? I don't care about my past customer acquisition. This is only net new. Now, as you're thinking about your net new, you also are thinking about what is my churn or cancellation rate based on my historical cancellation rate. Because if you're looking to grow 30% and you have a 10% cancellation rate or churn rate, we need to grow by 40% to take care of your 10% churn and your additional growth rate. So these are things we need to start thinking about as we're dialing in here. I want to say what's up to Daryl. Good evening, my brother. What's going on? So comments or questions, once again, drop them in here. Happy to answer them. Or if you have any questions on other Callahan's Corner events, happy to answer those as well. But what we're doing is we're building our BHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal for 2021. This is something we've done in my business, in the service industry, as well as SimpleGrowth on a yearly basis. You should have this set up, but if you don't, this is something you need to do, in my opinion. Game changer. So as we're going in, we're setting our monthly commitment. So let's say we're a northern company, not a southern company, but maybe we're picking up 10 accounts for January. We're going to go in and say 15 new in February. And we're going to go through, and we're going to, as you can see, our monthly recurring revenue starts to compound. So compound is very interesting. So we're going to go in and we're taking our average price times visits per month times our price. So I did fill this out. I was looking at this as visits per year, but let's just say there's 4.33 because that's basically what the average is, how many weeks in the month. So there we go. So we got our compounding interest. So we're dialing this in. So now we're looking at this, and this is a year model for basically maybe a southern company that's dialing this in each month. So obviously, you'd want to go in and build this out for the time span you have. Or let's say this is down in Florida and we're running 12 months a year for this example. Now, if we're in the northern market like mine, it'd be only 28 to 30 weeks a year as far as mowing. But this is our client acquisition. So as we're going in, we're going in here, and then maybe it dips down 17. And we get into the thick of the season. We had another 40 clients here. And then we are pretty consistent. We're averaging around 10 here. We got some give and some take. And then we drop down historically here. And we drop off the end of the year. Potentially we go back up to around 10 a month. So obviously this is fictitious, but as you're looking at it, we're projecting the new customer acquisitions, the average price, and how many cuts per month. Now, obviously, if you are gaining these clients here, but you don't start mowing till May, you want to compound these all in here. So if you're looking at this here, that's 62. So here I would say equals 62 plus 40. We have that whole number 102, that's constituting these, but we're not starting to mow then. So we're going to say by May, we are going to have 102 new accounts. So that's where the interest starts compounding, or basically the revenue starts compounding here, because that's reoccurring revenue. So keeping the idea, as you're building a service business, you're not building just weekly or bi-weekly service. You're building an asset that actually compounds in there. So this would be like kind of our northern market, or the southern market is going to be similar to this. So if you're 12 months a year, that's what it's going to look like. Or if we picked up 102 accounts here in the first 4 months, but revenue doesn't start piling up till May, that's where it's going to come in. Now, what you can see though is we've got 161 units. It's 161 net new clients. And based on starting in May, we have generated a compounded reoccurring revenue of $205,000. So obviously it's a little bit different in the north, and the clients who are working in the south have a bit of a competitive advantage, because now that's $211,000 because we've compounded that out on a weekly mowing across 12 months. So depending on your market, you want to tweak this. But the thing is, we've got 161 units, and now that is our BHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal for 2021. Now, the same exact thing here. We're going to go in and say, okay, what's our yearly commitment for our other gateway service, something we would sell over the phone and measure online, and we would do the same exact process. So we would fill these guys in here, and we have number of units and reoccurring monthly average revenue and the compounded revenue. Now, and then this would be our year commitment. So what's the year commitment for all of those combined? Now, once you have our gateway services, we're dialing and saying, okay, Mike, that's great, but what's the next step? So what I'm going to suggest is you go in and take a look at, okay, these are gateway services that we sell over the phone or through a messenger bot or Facebook bot or a website bot, very similar to the SimpleGrowth bot. Then we're going to go out and systematically go through upsells. And upsells are going to go through a segmented database. If you're using the SimpleGrowth upsells, you've seen it, where we're hitting in literally 1 or 2 days 80 to maybe 120 estimate requests for these upsell services. So a basic example would be a spring cleanup and fall cleanup. You could have aeration and overseeing. You can have gutter cleaning, holiday lights. I mean, pretty much anything that's seasonal. We recommend up to 8 upsells throughout the year to continue to drive that client lifetime value through the roof. But if our average upsell price for a spring cleanup was $200 and our fall cleanup upsell price was $300, and we're looking at that, and that's the yearly one visit. Now, in a southern market, it may be multiple visits at a lower price or maybe a higher price. Who knows? But basically, the idea is we're going in and set our year commitment. Same exact process. How many of these are we selling? So our spring commitment is going to be probably, February and March, maybe April, depending where you're at in the country. So we set that commitment. So maybe it is. We're going to do 50 of these guys in March or February. We're going to do 65 in March, and the late people in April. We're going to hit them, but we're going to hit them probably a lot lighter, 25 of those. So now you can see we've got upsell revenue of $28,000. It's not recurring. It's not compounding. It's one-time revenue, but it's raising that client lifetime value. Now, same exact thing. We're going to our fall cleanup commitment. That's not going to be in here. We're going to go over and probably go into November, December. So maybe we've got 100 of these. And if we go into December, maybe we got to stragglers at 25. And now what we've done now is we've created an extra $28,000 of revenue on top of existing clients or clients in our database. And we pulled another $38,000, almost 37, almost 38,000 in fall cleanup. So, you kind of get the idea that we're going in and we're building gateway services. We've set the BHAG, the big, hairy, audacious goal, and we can track it. So we can project out, this is our revenue achievement. So as you look at the bottom left-hand corner, This is our revenue achievement. And as everything happens each month, we've got our revenue goals, and then we have the actual. So we're going in and tracking the actual what happened. So this is the goals, and then we're going to fill this in with our actual results. So we get actual versus projected goals. That's going to be our BHAG planning. Now, as we're looking at this, the next thing we're going to look at is daily sales tracking. So starting out, this is from 2018. Obviously, we need to update the dates on this, but new sales today, number of accounts to hit the goal. So based on what we had done, we need 95 more accounts to hit our goal of 100 new mowing accounts. And then we'd enter the service names in here. But we're tracking on a daily basis how many more accounts we need to hit our BHAG, that big, hairy, audacious goal. Next thing we're going in marketing plan and tracking. So we're going to go in every door direct mailing, number of pieces. Let's say it's 20,000. It's going to produce 1,000 leads, and the number of sales it should produce is 100 new sales based on a 10% closing ratio. We're going to look at the cost of the marketing function. Say it's $5,000. So the cost per sale on average is $50 per new acquired client based on every door direct mailing. So we're going in, we're figuring out the average total sale for the season, the timing, the geographic area, the assumptions, and then scrolling out to the actual payout, cash out of pocket to produce that marketing piece and the projected number of new sales based on the marketing piece and the cash outlay, Facebook ads, every door direct mailing, door hangers, whatever that is, that's how we're tracking that. So now we've gone in and set our revenue goals on the BHAG. We have revenue achievement, what's happened. We're tracking that daily and looking at it monthly or weekly. We've got daily sales tracking of how many new sales and how many more we need to hit our goal. Marketing plan, which should be done by now, along with that BHAG. And then we got a content inventory. So this is interesting. So obviously in 2018, but in 2021, we would do the same thing. We'd go in and create the name of the content piece. So this, in my instance right now, in 2021, going out, this would be my Callahan's Corner 2021 BHAG, Big Hairy Audacious Goal. Let's do this. That's the name. And then when I'm done with this post, I'd copy the link and post it in here. And then we would have an idea. Now, what's the category? If there's any meta tags, who's the author owner? The last update, audience target. So am I going after residential homeowners? Am I going after commercial homeowners? Am I going after certain geographic areas of geofence? And other things such as funnel stage. So is the funnel stage cold, warm, or hot leads? Traffic the last 6 months, average engagement, and all the different notes that we'd have in there. And was it a Facebook boost for branding, or was it an actual ad for lead acquisition or conversion into an actual sale, depending where you're at in the funnel? And then the final thing is our editorial calendar. So we want to also track what was it? Was it a blog post? Was it an article, white paper, email, webinar, video, case study, so on and so forth. So as we dive into this challenge that we're using in the SimpleGrowth Estimator Bot Masterminds group, we're going to roll out a separate one very similar to the general public, where we're going to hold you accountable to make 5 days of content or maybe 3 days of content, not too sure, but you're making organic content and tracking it through a process like this, and then going out and tracking the goals versus actual revenue achievement. So without letting the cat out of the bag, the things we're looking at the challenge is going to be looking at 3 or 4 different ways of content. So the one that I'm going to suggest is going to be most powerful right now in a service business is going to be Facebook Live. You got to be dressed. Obviously, I'm not real dressed up, but in a service business, best success that I've seen is at least going to be a collared shirt or a company shirt, and be professional. You want to be on here. You want to create that relationship. We want to build that emotional engagement. The next one is if you're not necessarily camera ready, you're not dressed for the camera, and you're just hanging out on your laptop. The next one is going to be probably a audio. So that would be more of a podcast or audio recording. And then the final one is if you're not comfortable with audio or video, we're going to do a blog post. So if you like writing, we're going to do blog posts, education about gardening tips or home cleaning trips or going out and sanitizing, maybe commercial things with commercial properties with COVID. But the idea is there's 3 different mediums. It's the Facebook Live with a video, Instagram with stories and some different things. And Instagram can be also live as well. I'm going to suggest most based on the demographic we're looking at is going to be on Facebook. It's a somewhat older demographic versus your Instagram. I'm going to break that down in the video probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But I would say Facebook Live is your go-to for video. And then we've got your audio only, which is going to be more of a podcast or audio presentation with maybe slides where you're physically not on here like this. And then we've got blogging. So we need to pick one of the 3. Now, you may have heard myself or Jen from the SimpleGrowth team talk about omni-channel marketing. Well, omni-channel marketing is multiple marketing. So you've got your Facebook Live, you got your video with audio, you got your audio alone, and then you've got your blogging. So we're going to talk about it on another video about how to go in and take your Facebook Live and cut that into multiple omni-channel marketing. So how to take the Facebook Live and throw it onto YouTube, how to grab a transcript with the video and put it on your website for SEO with readability, how to take that Facebook Live and throw that into a podcast, and then take that transcript and have somebody at Fiverr or somebody internally on your team and turn that into a blog post and be able to hit all the different mediums, omni-channel marketing. So a lot coming to you at 2021. We're going to break it down, share how we do it and how we continue to do it day to day. But main thing we're talking about today is the BHAG planner. And if this is something you're interested in, drop me a private message tomorrow, and I'll see what I can do. I need to clean this up a little bit with the dates, but I wanted to give you an idea, really a peek behind the scenes. Like, how did SimpleGrowth scale to be a 7-figure business? How did my lawn care business scale to be a 7-figure business? And how did not all, but a lot of our clients take within 2 to 3 years with automations and some of the things we're teaching on Facebook Live and our 2-day implementer events or 1-day or 2-day deep dives and scale their businesses exponentially faster than the other people in the Facebook community or especially in their local market. So one of the cool things that we're going to be doing is in our BHAG planner for SimpleGrowth, we have a series of live remote events that we're going to be doing. So we're going to bring back the SimpleGrowth 2-day the 2-day implementer event for Service Autopilot. We're going to have a couple breakout webinars / remote events that aren't around Service Autopilot, but scaling a 7-figure business and beyond around sales, marketing, strategic planning, and some of the things we're showing here, and some surprise things as well. And additionally around bots and conversational marketing. So keep your eye out because we have our BHAG for SimpleGrowth, and a lot of these are actually going to be free events you can attend to actually grow and scale your business. And you can bring your team members in. Some are paid, but there's a huge 10 to 20x return on those for the paid events. So Callahan's Corner, you asked the question. We answer them live right here on Facebook. Drop your questions on the live and recorded version. Johnny Wood, what's up, brother? Love this, Mike. Is this spreadsheet available to SimpleGrowth clients? To be completely honest with you, we haven't made this available to the public. So I would say by the end of this week, if people are interested, I'm happy to go in and clean this up and get some instructions and share this with some of the SimpleGrowth clients or really the community on Facebook here that engages with Callahan's Corner. So if you're interested, drop a comment on here, Mike, I want the BHAG, and I'll have my team sweep through, see who you are and where you're at, and message you and get you a copy of this BHAG planner. But this is very instrumental. Another great book, if you're into reading or audiobooks, is Traction by Gino Wickman. And it's talking about setting the BHAG, the quarterly goals, the SMART goals, the big 3 objectives, and your rocks. Quarterly rocks, kind of your quarterly objectives. But this is what the movers and shakers of the service industry are doing right now. Businesses don't break 7 figures by luck. It's a systematic approach. They're in the trenches. And as you're looking kind of like that iceberg below the water line here, there's a lot more of the iceberg below the water than above. All you see is the top of that iceberg, that little piece, but down below it, there's a lot more. And that's what you're not seeing. Business success is not luck. It's a systematic approach to setting goals. Just like in this BHAG planner, we need to set our revenue goals. We need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to have meetings and public accountability for our team members. We need to track the revenue achievement per service and have a systematic way for normal services and then expansion. That's our upsell service to raise that client lifetime value. These are the things we're going to be talking about for the next month to set your business up for success. Had a great talk with another basically service industry provider, a virtual assistant today, and they were talking about how, and I included myself here in the conversation, that a lot of service businesses, especially lawn care, let their foot off the gas pedal in December, January, and February because that's their dead season. They need a break. And we all do need a break, and you need to take that mental break. But the end of the year profit, it's a little too late for that now, but in December, that's where bottom line profits, November, December, bottom line profits are made because you've recovered the majority, if not all, probably all of your fixed costs. All you have left is your variable costs. Those are like your labor burden, maybe gas and things that go along with that. You've recovered all your expenses. So that is the most profitable time of the year. And that's when service business owners traditionally back off and they're like, oh, the season's almost over, I'm done. Well, that's when you need to double down and drive to finish that season strong and drive the bottom line profit because that's the most profitable time of the season. Now, January, February, and March, whether you're a northern or southern company, that is when profits are made in your service business. And that's the issue right now. So that is, in my opinion, the next biggest mistake in your service business. So if you haven't driven bottom line profits in November, December, you're already behind last year. But this year, you have 3 months. Your next financial season and goals are set up for success in the next 2 to 3 months. So it's time to reset mentally. You need to set some revenue goals. We need to track your revenue achievement. We need to track them daily. We need to have a marketing plan for tracking for cash flow projections. We need to start tracking your content inventory here on Facebook, organic and paid, and drive a plan home for repeatable sales and predictability in your service business. So until tomorrow, Callahan's Corner, you ask the questions, we answer them live or right here on Facebook. We'll see you again. Drop your comments live or in the recorded version for any things you want answered. And once again, put some comments in there. Mike, send me the 2021 BHAG planner for service business, and my team will search through this post here in the next few days to get you a copy of it.